are YouTube? Doodle 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 doo. Subscribe. So in my effort to watch every film nominated for Best Picture this Oscar season, I watched Belfast today. This is a film written and directed by Kenneth Branagh, and it's also inspired by his own childhood in Northern Ireland in Belfast, and it takes place during the I believe there it's called the Troubles. We sort of learned about it, known as the Northern Ireland conflict. So yeah, it's that's sort of the atmosphere in which this very young Kenneth Branagh, who his character in the movie is called Buddy. So it's not like an exact like biopic of his childhood. It's more of a inspired by, from what I've heard anyway. I haven't really done much reading on it or anything, but that's what I'm hearing out there about this film. And I'm gonna get into spoilers. There was a lot that I didn't really know what I was getting into. First impressions, like when I first heard about what the film was going to be about, I was like, oh, this is going to be like a very dark, kind of depressing, sad film. But then I started hearing some other things about it, and then I was thinking, okay, maybe it's sort of told in a like Jojo Rabbit sort of way through the eyes of a child who doesn't fully understand what's going on, and they're just trying to navigate this time. And then I don't know, and then I just really didn't know what the movie was going to be about because a lot of time had passed, and we put it in today, and it was not as like humorous as Jojo Rabbit, but it also wasn't this very dark, brooding, bleak film, which is I think maybe was my first impression. It was just what I don't even say it was in the middle. It was really its own thing. But there was like humor in it. It was light among the very serious situations that were happening. But what I guess I don't know. What should I talk about here? The cinematography was fantastic. Like black and white movie. I wouldn't say that I'm always like, yay, excited to watch a black and white movie. I don't know why. I guess I'm not like against black and white films or anything, but sometimes I may be afraid it can be used as a gimmick, but sometimes when it is used as a gimmick, it's done well. And maybe this is an example where it is used as a gimmick. But I think it was done well. Plus, not only the film stock, but the cinematography itself. There's a lot of great shots in here, great camera angles, a lot of awesome things happening with windows and doors, and deep focus. And I loved looking at all of that, noticing all of that, and just seeing these stills that or these images that would look great as film stills, that would look great as phone backgrounds or desktop backgrounds on your computer or laptop. It's a very wonderfully shot film, I thought. And the use of black and white isn't completely in black and white. So the entire film is not completely in black and white. It actually starts in modern times, but it doesn't like have any acting or anything in modern times. It's just sort of showing you Belfast as it is today, and then we get this great shot where everything switches to the past, 1969, and then switches to black and white. And even when we are in this flashback story, the entire film, I guess, is a flashback, we still get moments of color every once in a while. Like when Buddy, Kenneth Branagh's little kid character, is at a play. He's watching A Christmas Carol. The people on the stage are in color. And he's very interested in the movie. He's very interested in cinema. And when they go to the movie theater, they're watching Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Did I say spoilers? Spoilers for this. They're watching Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. And that's in color. So we're watching this black and white family watch a color film. And it's pretty cool. We're also seeing reflections in glasses that are in color while watching these performances in these movies. Judi Dench, she has glasses on, and we can see the reflection of the screen. And the actors, I think, was it maybe the actors, I don't know, regardless, maybe she was at both, I can't remember. She might have been at both the play and the film, but her reflection was in color, everything that they were looking at, so that was pretty cool. And I think those were the main moments where color happened. There was some TV things when the kid's watching TV. He's watching some westerns; those were in black and white. He's watching Star Trek; that was in black and white. But then the end of the movie flips back to color again with no acting or anything. It's just the contemporary Belfast that we're seeing. But overall, I really like this movie. I don't know why I wasn't expecting to. I think I don't like the title. You know, Belfast is more than this. You know, I don't. I've said this multiple times, but I don't like movies that are named after like the main character, especially unless it's like the greatest hits of their life. But those movies usually aren't very good. Like my go-to example is Lincoln, Steven Spielberg's Lincoln. Lincoln, you know, was much more than just that moment in his life. So I feel like there should have been a better title for that moment for that movie, which is just that moment in his life, because just calling it Lincoln doesn't tell you anything, right? And I feel like that's the same with Belfast. Although here, I feel like when you know the plot, it makes a little bit more sense, because a lot of what's going on is the decision of whether to stay or leave Belfast. And that really is the story and what the film is dedicated to. Also, those who stayed, those who left, those who were lost. And so therefore, like, my first impression of the title was, I don't like that. But after watching the movie, seeing the connection, then I'm sort of seeing that title from like a new angle, and now I'm fond of it. I like that. So yeah, I don't know. My first impression was like, I don't think I'm going to like this movie, and I did. And I think out of all of the Best Picture nominations that I've seen so far, outside of my bias, science fiction bias, where, you know, that's my favorite genre, science fiction, fantasy, that type of stuff. Dune is probably like my favorite movie of the full crop, but I don't really want Dune to win Best Picture because it's an incomplete film. And while I like it, I don't love it enough for it to win Best Picture as an incomplete film, unless Dune 2 wins also. Which I don't think is going to happen. So I don't want Dune to win, even though it's probably my favorite film of the whole crop. But right now, let's exclude Dune. I would say it's my favorite of the ones I've seen. So like my current ranking would be Dune, Belfast, then Nightmare Alley, and then Don't Look Up, and yeah, probably Don't Look Up, and then West Side Story. That's probably my ranking right now. I should probably save that. I probably shouldn't have said that, because after I watch them all, I should probably do a ranking. But anyway, Belfast is good. Give it a chance. Give it a watch. I thought it was pretty great. But yeah, I think in saying that, perhaps I'll see you tomorrow for more Pure Hangout.